When we are in alignment with the energy of the universe, we are in our highest vibrational state. We are in the presence of a frequency that's beyond the limitations of the world.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about how to align our energy with the universe so that we can manifest miracles into our life. And I just want to start by saying manifestation is not about controlling an outcome. It's about becoming the person who's ready to receive it. Are you ready to receive what you really want? And when we open up this conversation today, I'm going to actually give you some specific steps to align your energy with the presence of the universe, with the spiritual essence of the universe. That trust and knowing that the universe has your back is what allows you to be a conduit through which inspiration directs you, signs are gifted to you, invisible doors open for you. And in those aligned moments, we know and remember where our true power lies. This is a really special time because I'm releasing the new edition of my #1 New York Times bestselling book, The Universe Has Your Back. In this new edition, there's some really cool new things happening inside the book and new cover, the whole thing. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for me to bring back energy into the messages of this book that has over 1 million readers worldwide and has served so many souls, including mine. The experience of writing The Universe Has Your Back was one of the most healing times of my life. And I think so fondly back into that time. I can think my way back into being in this little white room where I was writing the book. It was in my mountain house, which is something I write about in the book, is the mountain house. And I was in this white little room. The ceilings were white. The floors were white. It was almost like this cathedral-like ceilings. I had this tiny little wooden desk and this blue chair. Actually, this was the chair I was sitting on. It's not the best chair for typing, but it was just the chair I was using. And I just sat there with my coffee every morning and would just write. And it moves me to tears, actually, just thinking about it, because that time was so important for me. I was going through a really difficult time in my life when I was writing that book. I just had remembered trauma from my childhood. I was 36 years old. I remembered the trauma. And the only thing that would help me get out of bed in the morning was to write. And so I wrote that book to heal myself and to remind myself of the power of the universe and to remind myself of the power of the energy that was within me, around me, supporting me, guiding me. And as a result, I healed myself through the journey of that book. And I know that the words inside this book have had the power to heal millions of people throughout the world because they have had a resonance. And when you create anything out of your own experience of joy or your own experience of healing, it will bring joy, it will heal. So it's a big deal for me to teach some of these methods to you today and to release this new book. You can check out the cover here. It's the new cover of the book. It's the updated version. It's 10 years ago that it launched, so we needed to give her a little update. So in honor of this new release of The Universe Has Your Back, I want to give you 5 ways to align your energy with the universe. And these are ways that will really support you in your spiritual practice and in your manifesting practice and in your overall well-being and joy. Because when we are in alignment with the energy of the universe, we are in our highest vibrational state. We are in the presence of a frequency that's beyond the limitations of the world. We are living in the light, as I would say. We are living what A Course in Miracles would call the happy dream, where you are living in the world, but you're thinking with the thoughts of heaven, where your instant decision, your first responder thought is to lean towards possibility, to see obstacles as opportunities, to lean into love, to transcend fear and doubt, and to open up your heart to ways of perceiving the world that is very different than what we've grown to rely on and that we do on a day-to-day basis and what we've trained our minds to do. We've trained our minds to be in misalignment, and this is a practice of getting back into alignment. It's a reprogramming. It doesn't matter how far you've gone down the path of negativity or fear. Let's just come back now. Let's just come back now. You can always come back. You can always return to love. In any given moment, you can return to love. And that brings me to the first step, which is to shift your mindset from fear to love. in any given moment, you have a choice. Are you going to choose to see your circumstances through the lens of possibility, through the lens of healing, through the lens of hope, through the lens of joy, through the lens of love? Or are you going to see your experiences through the lens of fear, judgment, attack, separation, and doubt? And so I've been a student of metaphysics for 25 years, probably longer. And in my journey of being in this study, in my studies and in my own experience in life and my experience with the divine, my knowing is that the moment that we shift our thinking from that fear-based, judgment-based, attack-based separation from love, and we return to that energy of love, and we return to that energy of optimism and hope and faith and joy, then that is the miraculous alchemy in the moment. In any moment, we can experience that miracle. We can alchemize the fear. We can do that through our choice, through our thoughts. And that doesn't mean that we're overriding our emotional disturbances or our past traumas. In fact, I've written, my last 2 books are about healing trauma. But what it does mean is that it puts us in a stronger vibrational alignment to actually do that deeper work, or it opens our heart to hope that aligns us with the deeper healing through a different book or through a therapist or whatever it might be. We're not washing over our fears or our experiences. We're honoring them and respecting them, but also in every given moment choosing to adjust them, because it's the fear-based attack thoughts and judgments that are really just lots of misaligned choices made again and again and again and again and again. And we've been repeating those misaligned choices from a very young age. And we've been repeating those fear-based choices because we've been protecting ourselves. We've been protecting ourselves from feelings of inadequacy or feelings of being unlovable or feelings of being unsafe. And right now we are in a time where I believe we have a calling to lean into the light. And so in this desire to open our hearts and to be more resilient and to manifest more and to attract what we want and to feel good, we have to start to make conscious decisions on a day-to-day basis to lean into love. And just a small example is, I was driving home from dropping off my son this morning, and I was in the car with my husband, and it was a rainy day, and I was like, wow, it's a really nasty day out. I thought about what I just said as I said it. And I was like, that's a very, very low vibrational thing to say. It's not elevating the conversation. It's not, it's kind of, misery needs company, kind of like, oh, it's so nasty out. And instead of leaning so heavily into that, I shifted. And I just said, but I think it's going to get really warm out later. And I'm going to play tennis later. And that'll be really fun when I play tennis and it's warm later. Just made a choice in the moment to just shift the direction of the thought. That seems so simple and so mundane, but it's actually so important, because every word we say, every thought we think has an energetic vibration. So if we're going to go from that low vibration of it's so nasty out and we just carry on with that negativity, it might lead my husband to say something else that's sort of low vibe, and then it leads the conversation to more low vibe, and then maybe we get into a fight. Whereas if I choose to open up to possibility or to hope or to optimism, boom, everything can start to adjust around that. And so I want you to just actually start this practice with the subtle shifts, with the small adjustments. So if you've found yourself being like, oh, you're in a loop with like, oh, I really hate my job, maybe just say, you know what, I'm going to try to have some fun at my job today. Or maybe you find yourself going into attack thoughts often with people and judging people in your life, and maybe just notice it when you notice it and just be willing to witness it with some love and say, I'm going to choose to see them through the lens of love today. And these just moment-to-moment choices, fear, turning it into love, judgment, turning it into connection, lack, turning it into hope, just little adjustments. Do it with the small stuff. Start with the small stuff. Start with the weather. This will be big radical shift for you. Just like I said, start with the small stuff, because it's a neural pathway of what do you lean into? And the more we lean in to it's so funny. I just had this card sitting here. It says, I believe I'm worthy of feeling good. And that's what we want to begin with today, is just the faith that we can believe that we are worthy of feeling good. And when we feel good, we start to change the energy in our life. When we start to make those adjustments and change that energy, that's when the universe starts to conspire to support us, to align us, to redirect us, to put us in the right path. And that redirection, that realignment is the miracle. It's not that everything we want starts to come into our life in the instant that we ask for it. It's that we feel better and we're realigned and we are living in the light. And we feel the alignment to the world and to everybody around us, to the humans, to the experiences. And in that energy, boom, everything starts to unfold naturally. And it will unfold fast. I'm not going to say that things won't happen fast, but I do think that we want to be patient along the way, which is one of the steps here. Now, the next step is to do less and attract more. It's one of my favorite messages from the book. Do less and attract more. Many of us think that getting into alignment with the universe is about like diving in head first and doing all the meditations or doing all the shifts that we have to do. I actually want you to do it very subtly. Like I said earlier, just change your attitude about the weather. Or maybe today you wake up and you don't look at your phone, but you listen to a positive affirmation, like in the Gabby app right now. I'll open the Gabby app for you and we'll pull up, let's make this your positive affirmation for the day. We're going to just go into the little app and you can see we can just scroll. Let's tap and find an affirmation card. My genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. Great. So that right there is a nice message that you could start your day with. I'm going to find my access to service and step into my purpose. You could jump into a meditation. You could lean into a journaling practice. You could start your day with something that's going to put you in that place of spiritual alignment, but not pushing it. Attracting our desires also requires that we do less and attract more because we don't want to be pushing or we don't want to be controlling. When we're in an energy that's pushy or manipulative or kind of controlling, we're actually sending out this vibration to the universe that we're in lack, that I have to fight for this because if I don't fight for it, I won't have it. And that is a action that's backed by a belief that is rooted in fear, separation, lack, and judgment. And when we take actions from those fear-based energetic states, what happens is that fear and that energy of uncertainty and lack of clarity is ripple effect, just completely reflected back to us. It is like a boomerang. And so we want to release resistance because in that absence of resistance, in the absence of fear, in the absence of doubt, in the absence of judgment, that's when we are receptive. That's when we can hear our intuition. That's when we can do less and attract more. So this is a really great step to recognize what areas of your life are you pushing and controlling the outcome? How are you trying to force something to be? How are you interfering? Practicing non-interference is part of doing less and attracting more, because when you practice non-interference, you are actually just stepping back, changing your mind about something and letting the energy shift things. That doesn't mean that we don't take actions in our life, but what it means is that we start to really put our energy at the top. This isn't easy, guys, because there's so many beliefs that we keep repeating, but these small adjustments are the miracle. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. It's about taking these small steps to experience the miracle. And I want you to stick around for the miracles. Stick around for the miracles. There's a passage that I said that I wrote in The Universe Has Your Back. I'll read it to you. All the greatest healing I've experienced in my life has come through an experience that the universe placed in front of me and not something that I made happen. And I want to really make sure that's clear. We can do a lot, but it's not the things that we make happen or force to happen really fall flat. What if you were really focused on how you felt, what you were thinking, and not the forcing and the doing, but the beingness. The book In the Universe Has Your Back, it says, limitless guidance is available to you when you surrender to receive it. Reconnecting with this power within you, it starts with you. And that first step I wrote about was to be determined to see with love. And when you do less and attract more in the second step, being determined to see with love means that we are really choosing that in the moment, we're not going to force something. We're going to open our hearts to receive something. Take that in. I don't force, I receive. I don't force, I receive. Make that your mantra. The third step is to trust the detours. quite literally, actually. So today we were, again, driving to school. I was with my husband and we were stuck behind a truck. And I was just thinking, God, I wish this truck wasn't here. We're going to be late. We had a little like performance at school. We're going to be late. We were trying to like find our way to get past the truck. We were like, should we take the shortcut? For whatever reason, we missed the shortcut. We stuck behind this truck. We're running late. By the point we were about 10, maybe 5 minutes from school, we pull up past this road and there's this huge car accident, like a huge collision. And we were just like, oh my God, and we drive by and I see the man standing there. He's okay. Everybody was okay, but the car was completely totaled. And about 5 minutes after that vision of seeing that, my husband said, thank God we were stuck behind the truck. And it reminded me of the lesson I wanted to come back today and teach you, which is that it's okay to be stuck behind the truck. Sometimes it's good to be stuck behind the truck. Trust the detours. Trust that the detours are driving you into a new path, that they're God's protection, that rejection is God's protection, that the detours are guiding you, that there's so much support in every moment. And if you trust those detours, you won't fight against them. Because remember, this is about not being in resistance, not controlling, but allowing. And so being in that state of allowing, okay, I'm stuck behind the truck, letting that be what it is. I'm not going to force my way, muscle my way around the car, create an accident, try to go this way or that way. Just trusting that the detour is there for a reason. Trust that you're stuck behind the truck for a reason. And I really think this is an opportunity for you right now to look at an area of your life where you might feel like you're stuck behind a truck and just witness that feeling of, all right, this isn't where I want to be. I don't like feeling stuck. But instead of leaning into, I really don't like feeling stuck, I want to fix this, I want to change this, I encourage you to open your heart to asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can I have faith in this? Or just pray. Say, thank you, universe, for revealing to me the direction I need to go in. This stuckness can be there for a reason. Trust the detour. Trust the holdups and trust the detour. Look at the holdups in your life and just for today, open your heart to witness what could this mean to me? How could this holdup be supporting me? Okay. I'm going to open the book, The Universe Has Your Back, to, oh, wow, how funny. How funny. I just opened the book and it says obstacles are detours in the right direction. I'll read this passage. A Course in Miracles, the metaphysical text that I write about in the book, says that miracles rearrange perception and release you from all lack and isolation. And so these miracles are the shifts in our thinking, and they rearrange our perceptions and release us from that lack and isolation. So we've now added these three passages together, these three steps together. First was transform your fear into love. And that's where the miracle alchemizes for you, because the miracle shows up for you. Because when you take that fear-based thought, you release it, you transcend it into love, you start to shift your energy, now you're more aligned, and now you can do less and attract more. That's the second step. Doing less, you can release the neediness, the thirstiness, the pushing and the controlling. And then in that shift, you can start to open up your faith even more to the universe and trust that the detours along the way are actually divine guidance. You can trust the holdup. You can see obstacles as opportunities or detours in the right direction. And then you would go into the fourth step, which is to access stillness. And it's in that stillness that we receive the good, orderly direction, God's guidance. In that stillness, we receive the miracles. We receive the new perceptions. We receive the experience of forgiveness. In stillness, we hear our intuition. In stillness, we open our mind to creative possibilities. In stillness, we calm our nervous system so that we're not so controlling. In stillness, we receive. And so I want you to open your mind to where you can find that stillness in your life today. I walk every day after every meal I have, I walk for at least 10 to 20 minutes, and I'll go out and I'll just walk the road. And it's really nice weather right now where I am. And so I'm just walking this gorgeous path, and I am turning my phone off and those are moments of stillness. I'm just looking at the trees. I'm taking in the sun. I'm having the felt sense of just being still and trusting that just even that moment of stillness is enough to start to adjust my energy. And the other day I looked at my aura ring. I wear my aura ring, and I looked at my aura ring and it said, they noticed I was walking, and it says like, document this moment of exercise. And I documented it, and I was walking at 11:11. And I remembered that at that time that I was walking, I was having really inspired ideas and really big energy coming through me. And it was just like this download of love coming through me during that stillness and that walk. And so it was kind of cool that my phone reminded me that it was 11:11 when I was doing that walk. So I thought that was kind of cool. And, this is a beautiful passage that I just opened to. Universal lesson: whenever we forget our peaceful nature, we can ask the universe to remind us of what is real. I've got to read this whole book again. It's just so, so, so beautiful. I want you to remember that whenever you forget that peaceful nature, you can always come back into stillness and remember what is real. That's your fourth step here. And the fifth step is to forget what you think you need. Forget the outcome, forget the timeline, forget the form, forget the agenda. Let go of what you think you need, because your neediness is blocking your manifestation. Your need for a specific outcome or a specific timeline is getting in the way of the universe's time. Forget what you think you need. Turn over your desires. Let go of the wheel. Take your hands off the wheel. And you can do this through prayer. Take your hands off the wheel through prayer. You can say, thank you, universe, for taking this desire from me and showing me where to go and what to do. Thank you for bringing it to me. Thank you for revealing it to me. Whatever is of the highest good for all. I always like to pray for the highest good for all because it allows me to let go of the timeline, let go of the outcome, let go of the struggle, let go of the forcing, and just being in the faithing. Letting go of the forcing and being in the faithing. Letting go is the secret. It's the secret. And so I'm gonna really leave you with that one. I want you to take that desire that you have right now, that thing that you think you need to feel safe or complete, and I want you to write it down. And then I want you to find a box, whether it's a jewelry box, or maybe you decorate a tissue box, or you have a lunch box, or whatever you have, and you could make this your universe box. You could decorate it. You could just, like a guy said, it could just be a little jewelry box, but just to create a box that's yours. And I want you to take the desires that you have and just write, thank you, universe, for taking this desire from me, and name the desire. And then at the end of that, you're going to say, I welcome what is of the highest good for all. So you'd write down, thank you, universe, for taking this from me, write down the desire, and then I welcome what is of the highest good for all. Then put it in the universe box and trust that it is being taken care of. And don't open that box again until you need to add the next thing, because you're going to leave it in there and just know that it is taken care of. And once you know it is resolved and taken care of, you can take it out. You can flush it. You can bury it. You can know that it is done. But for now, take that desire, put it in the box, give it over, trust the universe, take your hands off the wheel through the prayer. And if you're feeling really, really aligned with this new vibration, once you practice even one of these steps, you're going to start to notice really big shifts in your life. And if you want more of this kind of coaching, definitely open up The Universe Has Your Back. Go grab your copy of The Universe Has Your Back, the new edition out right now. And if you've already read The Universe Has Your Back, take yourself on the journey of the Trust the Universe Challenge inside my Gabby coaching app. What a great way to align with the universe. 21 days of spiritual practices to get you connected to the universe. And so you could do that at deargabby.com/universe challenge, or click the link in the description below. These habits of love take our commitment. They take our daily repetition. They take our desires. And they also take us to the next level. They bring us to the next level of our greatness. So my prayer for you, my friends, is to open your heart to know what is real inside, and to feel the presence of the energy of the universe behind you as a swell of energy supporting you and guiding you and leading you and directing you and giving you all the answers of what it is that you need, so that you can feel like you're not alone. you're guided, and to trust that the universe has your back. Thank you for joining me. I love you. See you next week. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.